Hello and welcome to this video from the Swift Insider Tiny Race Series, 3rd December 2022. Very classic video today again. I'm racing in the B category and I recorded the race, and now I'm uploading it in a re-live with comments. So sit back, drink a coffee or beer, and enjoy the 4 races. Today the races are quite short. You see the first race, 4.7 kilometers, one lap of the Neokyo Crit course, and you see one Japanese guy who started very quick. I don't know why, or if it's a mistake from his smart trainer, or maybe it's not a smart trainer and that was the reason. I don't know. It's not important because now he's back in the bunch, and yes, there you will see now the finish line. It's not at the sprint banner, it's at this virtual banner, so quite uncommon, and you will see in some minutes that I was a little bit too late because I haven't raced this route often. I don't know if I ever raced on this course, Neokyo Crit course. It's a event only, so you don't have to look in your badges collection if you have the route, or if you've never saw it. It's event only, so yep, that's the reason. Power up is the Arrow helmet for everyone. This worked very well, and yes, you can also see some teammates from me, from Team Wattfabrik. We were 6 riders in this race. I don't know if some guys haven't finished all 4 races. We will see. But in this race were also Mark Bosch, Sven Sievers, Frati, Rainer, and Tina, woman. Very good racing in the B category with the men. So it's a mixed category. So respect. Yes, all of us from Germany. We are German-speaking community cycling team. Also some riders from Austria and Switzerland and Luxembourg and Slovakia. But yeah, my girlfriend came originally from Slovakia, but lives since over 3 years in Germany, so she's more German like a Slovakian, but she has a Slovakian passport, so she's also on Swift Power as a Slovak rider, so yeah. If you ever see her in the results and you're wondering why is she riding for Team Wattfabrik, that's why. So half of the route is covered already. It's a very flat route. You have 2 opportunities to grab a power up. So you saw the first sprint banner, and now we're going in this park. I don't know if it's a Castle Park sprint. It's very confusing with all the sprints in Neokyo and Makuri to remember all the names. It's easier in Watopia. There are not so many sprint segments. Yes. So I will use my Arrow power up just before crossing the line. You see some riders were using the helmet some minutes before. A lot of them start to use it now, and I used it just a few meters before going over the sprint banner line, because then I would have more time to recover, even if it's just 1 or 2 seconds more than the others. And yes, now you see some guy, I think he was from Italy, I'm not sure now, who was attacking. No, from Sweden, I think it was a Swedish guy. But it was not a perfect attack. He was riding with a high pace, but not high enough, because if you want to attack such a big field, you have to sprint. You have to really sprint nearly all out, orange numbers on the right side, and try to make the gap quick, but this is just wasting energy. He still continues to stay in front. Robert Riesberg, it was Robert Riesberg. I raced several times with him, especially in the midweek series by SZR. So, a very good rider. And now we'll look the sprint. 400 meters, 300 meters. Everybody uses the helmet, and this is what I mentioned before, that I was maybe a little bit too late, because you see I have no chance to reach the front. I'm very lucky to catch some more riders because they stopped pedaling too early. So in the end it was a 6th position. That was fine for me. Top 10 is perfect on this first course, because it was a flat and fast finish, and you know, with my 71 kilograms, I'm a very light rider, and I don't push enough watts in absolute numbers compared to the heavier sprint guys. And then in a flat finish, I have no chance. But yeah, let's jump to the second race. Here we are in Watopia. The route is Volcano Circuit counterclockwise, 4.8 kilometers, and it will end at the Volcano Circuit lap banner. Once again, you see a teammate. I think it's Rainer, another one. I don't know who's this. Yes, so the first race was won by a very interesting guy. You have to remember this name for the next races. Magnus Bertelsen. Yeah, Magnus Bertelsen from Team Argument Acrocat Firma. He's categorized in Swift Power as a Cat C rider. Quite new on Swift, only 24 events. We're racing in B and in A. And yes, so never heard before this name, never raced against him. And when I checked before the race who's signed up and so on, he was definitely not on my list. There were some other guys from the Netherlands. Jeroen Lammers I thought would be a strong opponent, or some Swedish riders like Ellen Murray, or who was also signed up. I don't know now, but yep, this Danish guy was definitely not on my list, because you know you always have to know who are the strongest opponents. So maybe if they are attacking quite early, that you know that you have to follow. And yeah, now I'm quite far behind. Position 110, 130 riders in total are here on the second race. Yes, so to complete the results from the first race, this guy from Denmark, Magnus Bertelsen, takes the first place, followed by Dutch guy Jeroen Lammers and Mark Simmons. Alan Murray also in the top 10 on position 4. And yes, the others are Norio Goshima on 5, me on 6, Dennis Larsen 7, Ryan Cole 8. Teammate from myself on 9th position, Mark Bosch, and Thomas Kevin from France on position 10. The other guys from my team finished On position 13, Sven. 55, Frati. 66, Rainer. And 76, Tina. Yep, that's it. And yes, this route we are now racing at the moment. It's I think the second or third time I'm racing this course in a Tiny Race series. Maybe even more often. It's a very technical finish. That's also what Eric was writing on the Swift Insider post. Where is it? This finish is famous for being one of the most technical in all of Swift. First, you have to longish ramp those saps your legs and encourage early attacks. Then there's still a few hundred meters of twisting, slightly uphill road. Yes. And I forgot to say, but you maybe realized that the power-ups weren't working once again. I think almost every week there's one race where the power-ups are not working correctly, so I just grabbed XP points. Nothing, just warm air, you would say in German. Heiße Luft. Normally it should be a feather for everyone, but yes. So I was quite sure that it will be not a good position, because if you have the aero helmet or the van, this is such a big advantage. You know this when you're racing, and no power up is such a big disadvantage. So yes, my strategy was to just make a very long sprint. That's the only thing I thought I could do, because yes, I can suffer a lot, and I like not I like, but I can do this longer sprints, more than 15 seconds, up to 30 seconds. So yeah, you will see how it will work, and you have to look to all the other guys around me and their power-ups, and then there's me with nothing, just fighting. Take a sip of my cup of tea. 800 meters to go, and now there's coming this uphill meters, these uphill meters. Good point here to use the feather. For the aero helmet, it's much too early. Now you see someone attacking. I try to follow him, because what I said, my only chance I thought would be to just push. Now I realize I would waste too much energy, so I let the others come to the front again, and we will catch him. And now they're 300 meters. Now you can see the finish there uphill. And now I start just to sprint. There are the guys with the helmets and the feather, and yeah, here comes Simon. Very close one. But I saw that the guys around me had also no power-ups, so yes, you can win races just with pure power in your legs. So third position for me. Now we are in Neokyo, railways and rooftops, 5.4 kilometers with a finish line right at the KOM banner of the rooftop KOM. The second race was won by a Swedish guy, Alan Muret, followed by Magnus Bertelsen. So the two names, especially the second one, Magnus Bertelsen, I told you to remember. Then it's me on the third position, Rasmus Nyholm, also from Denmark, in the same team like Magnus, on fourth position. My teammate Sven on fifth position, Jeroen Lammers, Dutch guy, on sixth. And then on 7, 8, 9 and 10, it's John Bowles, Dennis Larsen, Tomoki Yamada and Peter Terson. The other guys from my team were Mark on 15, Frati 53, Rainer 74, and Tina on 105. Yep. So far so good. The final results of the general classifications are still not online. I've waited a little bit, so this is why this video comes a little bit later than normally, because I hoped that the final results will be published. But yeah, I can't wait longer, so yes. And it is quite close, so it's so where we are in the race, 4.5 kilometers to go. Like I said, Neokyo. And the theme of this week is getting steeper. That's what it's called on Swift Insider. Eric said, I can just read it to you. This week's routes begin flat, but the finishes get steeper with every race, adding insult to injury as your legs get increasingly tired. Who will have what it takes to finish first on the final race up the leg snapper? So yeah, the last race will be in Innsbruck with a finish at the leg snapper KOM banner. Yes. So now we are going left, the first ramp, and this will hurt now a lot, what you will see, because this Danish guy, who was first and second in the first races, tried to attack now. So he felt quite strong, I think, there in the front with the green jersey. I think that's him. We will see on the right side in the ranking if it's him. This is his team. Argument. Nyholm. Was it him? Give me a second. Nyholm. No, that's not him, but that's his teammate. And on the third position now, that's him. So maybe this was a planned team attack, because they were very, very strong, those two riders. And I really have to work and suffer to close the gap. You see on the minimap that the field starts to stretch a lot, and first riders are falling behind. There's the teammate, there's Sven in front of me. Now a gap opens, so I had to push once again to get in the draft. I have from Source for Swift I can see the draft. You can't see this. I don't know why. I have to check if I can also record this window, so I see how good I'm in the draft. It's very nice if you know you're in the draft or not, so you don't have to waste energy, because sometimes if you wouldn't have this, you wouldn't be sure, am I still in the draft or not? And with this, it's a little bit more relaxed, and it's quite interesting to see how it changes. For example, if you're in the middle of the peloton or on the outside and so on. Yes, very nice. Would recommend it definitely to everybody. I think there are a lot of videos on YouTube, or just Google it, Source for Swift. I think it's €2 per month, but it's made by one single man, very, very passionate, and a lot of work in his free time, so definitely deserves these €2 per month. Okay, now we are going to go to the left, and this climb starts directly now, and at the beginning is one of the steepest parts. That's why I'm going now more to the front, and also in a few moments increase my pace a lot, over 5 watts per kilogram, because I thought, okay, maybe here would be the first attacks, but it's not. You see 7-8%. I think this is the steepest part of the climb directly in the beginning. I'm still racing on aero setup, by the way, because it's very good draftable. It's very draftable, this climb. You see 35 kilometers per hour. I think it's almost never under 30 kph. And the last meters are also completely flat, so yep. That's why I choose once again the aero setup. Will change in the last race, but you will see then. And now I'm trying just to stay very near at the front so I can see and maybe follow some attacks. But also to stay very good in the draft, because it's very important. Power up is the van, 50% more drafting effect. This worked very well now, and also in the last race it will work very good, the power up. I don't know why there's always one race where it's not working. And that's very sad and not fair, because it's such a short race, and often you have just one opportunity to grab a power up, so it's a very big disadvantage if some guy have an aero helmet and the other one has nothing. Or yes, but it's yes, it's a game, but it's also sports, so it's yes, it should be fun, but it's also what is the English word? You know what I mean. It's not just for fun, like, I don't know, some video games, Counter-Strike or whatever. What are the people playing? Fortnite, or what it's called. Yep, this is very important for me, for example, the cycling. It's Anyway, now the sprint starts. Use my power up. And then there are these two Swedish guys. Now I don't want to get in front of him. That's why I'm stop pedaling a little bit. You saw down to 3 watts per kilogram. That was maybe a little bit too long, this break. But the two guys in front, they have no energy left, I think. And then I take the one guy and almost the second guy. In the final results, it's very close. But I will tell you in a few seconds when I've made the cut. So now we are in Innsbruck, the Innsbruck ring with a finish at the Leg Snapper KOM banner. I had to turn off the sounds because there is a bug in Innsbruck and you have a very weird background sound, and you can't get rid of it even if you go to your settings in Swift and turn down all the sounds completely, game sounds and game music and so on. It's still there for everyone, so that was quite annoying. Very loud and strange. Hope they get it fixed quite soon. Legs were very heavy. You see that I'm quite far behind. Normally I try to be not that far at the end of the field, because yes, you don't see what happens at the front, especially if the fields are bigger, and you know Swift only shows you 100 riders around you, so if you're at the end of the peloton you don't see if there's an attack, because this is too far in front of you and there are more than 100 riders between. And yep, that's why I try to be more at the front. Power up is a ghost. I think not that useful. I won't use it. And I'm riding the Scott Addict, I think it's the name, with the DT Swiss wheels, not the disc wheel, the other ones. So a little bit more climber setup. It's almost the same. It has always almost the same numbers than the Tron bike, so it's a very good all-round setup. Minimal more better numbers at climbing, but leg snapper is such a short climb. 40 seconds maybe, or I don't know how many. Let me check. What are the times? Yes, so in A 33 seconds and in B under 40 seconds, so very fast. You go up there with almost 40 kilometers per hour, so very quick. Yes, results of the second race. Winner was Dennis Larsson, followed by me by just 0.082 seconds, and 0.108 seconds behind is Johan Löwenham. And the other guys in top 10 are Thomas Kevin, Benjamin David, Mika, John Bowles, Magnus Jägermann, Brian Taxon and Christophe Greffier. And you realized maybe that our Danish guys are not in front, so maybe this attack has costed too much energy, and the guy who was first and second is only on place 46. So that was very nice for me, because I knew after the second race this is my main opponent. Yes. I always hope that the results get published until we are at the end of the leg snapper, but still no results. Yes, so for me to remember, 6th position, third position, and then the second position. So very constant. And normally I like the leg snapper as a finish, but as I said, I had very, very heavy legs, and you see at the bottom it's a lot of blue and green and gray, so not that high, but it felt very fast. Yes. So 2.4 kilometers to go, no attacks. I think everybody was very at his end, so I was fine with this. From my team, from the third race, Sven was on 21, Michi Frata on 40, Mark 44, and Tina on 79. And one rider didn't start it, I think, only 5. Anyway, now we are almost at the end. Take a sip of my self-made sport drinks. Like I said in my last video, it's just maltodextrin, dextrose, I don't know if it's the English name, Traubenzucker auf Deutsch, Dextrose, and some salt. Yes, it's called dextrose. Okay. Cheap and good. That's what I also said in the last video. Sometimes I put in what is Brausetablette in English? Brausetablette is called effervescent tablet. With also electrolyte and some taste. From SIS, Science and Sports. It's still then way cheaper than buying the powder. Okay, 1K to go. Flamme Rouge. I try to position myself in the middle, maybe a little bit more in the first half. Because I want to take some draft in the climb in the first meters. That's why I don't want to be too far at the front. But it's also not good to be too far behind, because maybe you won't make it to the front when they start to sprint directly at the beginning of the climb. But this I managed quite well, I would say. I'm happy. with this. In general, today with my decisions, my tactical and strategical decisions, I'm quite happy. Maybe in the first race I started a little bit too late. Now I saw on the left side the first guy who started to sprint all out, so I also started to sprint all out very early, 300 meters uphill sprint. Yes, but now I see that I'm closing the gap and I'm overtaking more and more riders. That motivates me a lot. And yeah, now it hurts so much. For a few moments I thought, oh, maybe I can take the win. But my legs they say, what are you doing with us? Stop this shit. And yeah, the winner was once again, maybe I will scroll up or not. Once again, our Danish guy. So 2 first places, 1 second place, and 1 times position 46. And it will be very close in the GC between him and me. All other riders are not near to our score or to my score. My score, I know, I just calculated it. But if he will really be on position 46, then I will have won the series. But if some riders will get disqualified because they haven't taken place in all races or whatever, and he will move up some positions, then maybe he could overtake me. So this is why I can't tell you if it was enough or not, but it's only him and me who are fighting for the first place. This I can say, and I will write it in the description which place it was in the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. We will see each other in the next time, hear each other, and wish everybody a nice weekend. Stay healthy and safe, and yes, right on.